state of our world. Anesh Mungur, the current state of our world. The current state of our world, Anesh Mungur. Over to you.
Every day when I wake up, despite turning on my do not disturb mode, my phone is bombarded with BBC notifications about rising inflation, war in Ukraine, and of course, Britain's new Prime Ministers. I then proceed to open my Instagram, and the first post which pops up is usually about a shooting in the US, some corrupt government official, or if I'm lucky, I get a recipe of how to prepare within mine. However, what the world is currently experiencing is not as sweet. Deep social and political issues grow stronger and stronger between communities each day. In Mauritius, much like other countries, these divisions arise as a consequence of the world's most dangerous poison: politics. A poison that is slowly killing us and is yet the fundamental building block of any country. Alongside the political unrest is the most used word at the moment: inflation. From the water we drink, to the food we eat, to the electricity which lightens our houses. What were once basic human needs in a modern world has now become unaffordable luxuries for some in first world countries. The current state of our world, I think we can all agree, is not ideal. But what we must remember is that there is still time. Time for us to evolve. Time for us to change. So that my generation doesn't have to survive in climate wars, seeking refuge in countries where clean air and water are still available. The United Nations recently held its 27th COP meeting. As a young activist, most people would think that this event, which aims to resolve the climate crisis, would be something that I look forward to. However, all it's done is made me even more worried. Worried that even when we talk about saving the planet, others are still finding ways to make a profit. It's ironic because the solutions that these world leaders are proposing are the very reasons why we are in this mess. Just think of it. We have now had 27 of these COP meetings, and where exactly has that led us to? What has COP really achieved after all of these years? We find ourselves in an existential climate crisis, and the more COP meetings we have, the more the situation seems to worsen. The question that we should all be asking ourselves is, why are we, the general public, deprived of being included in a conversation which concerns our livelihoods? Meanwhile, there's a war happening between Ukraine and Russia. A war being funded by countries which supposedly believe in world peace. This war reflects our world's moral values. However, it goes beyond all of our moral compasses because it's about profit making. It's about worldwide propaganda, which ultimately comes at the cost of the lives of hundreds and thousands of citizens each day. Every day, pretentious goals are set, empty promises are made, and fancy speeches are broadcasted all over the world. As we continue to fall into the traps of consumerism and continue to be blinded by materialistic fantasies, there is only one path where that will lead us to: extinction. If you think of it, our generation is the generation of war between countries, a global pandemic, climate and ecological crises. And yet, here we have world leaders who are more worried about making a profit than contributing to our future. What we must not forget is that we are also part of a generation that's tirelessly fighting for women's rights in Iran. That's leading movements like Fridays for Future and Black Lives Matter. We can do better. We must do better. In spite of a global health crisis, severe recessions, and distraught politics, here I am today amongst other youngsters, looking to evoke a change which previous generations failed to do. There are only so many times that I am given the opportunity to speak. But in those little times, I will use that time to spread an impactful message which concerns our future. We can do better. Right here, right now. Let us change. Not only for the good of the planet, but also for us. The ultimate decision lies in your hands. Thank you.
To Anesh Mungur.
I want to put it